trading cryptocurrency, right? So far as trading is concerned, we have to make sure that we can train our mind to learn and understand the concepts behind trading and how trading works vividly. And when we are able to do that, it'll help you a lot because it'll help you to withstand in all times. Now, fortunate for us, we are not only trading on just sports, but we are dealing with two markets, that is sports and then futures, right? Sports and then futures. Now, these are not the only forms of trading that we have in cryptocurrencies. Of course, there are about 15 forms of trading in the futures markets. But to me, all those ones I categorize, especially two or three of them, like maybe sports, futures, or arbitrage, of which I pray that one day Royal K would add it to their system, and I know they will do time, right? So P2P is also there, and P2P, if for the type that you have more time, you have more money, you can be a trader on P2P, which is not bad. That is good. So there are people that are here, they also have P2, they are P2P trade. Well, it's also fine. You get it. So here, sports trading and then futures trading are what we've dedicated our time to teach, to practice, to trade on these two markets, which simply means it's our core responsibility to ensure that we can be able to learn and understand it in advance, right? We can be able to learn and understand it in advance. Mostly, I touch two parts of this session to ensure that we may not just brush the surface, but we may go in depth deeply to understand the core behind sports trading and then also futures or futures trading. Now, basically, we all know the idea of trading on the spot to be about buying low and selling high. By this point, I may not touch that aspect much. But when it comes to the specifications of spot trading where traders can be able to categorize cryptocurrencies assets, which may seem to be profitable, cryptocurrency assets which may be luring, and cryptocurrency assets which may seem to be futuristic, right? So either we are approaching, either it may be bear or bull. Now, the fact is, we all don't know. Sometimes the cycle that we know try to pretend as if it's not that we know. It decides to changes with time. Now, historically, if we look at charts and then history, you get to know that every September, every September happens to be very bullish markets. Now, from September, we realized that the market was bullish. While ending the month of September, things turned upside down. We are seeing the market to be a little. We should tell you something. The market changes. So if you refuse to learn and understand some of these concepts, you may trade on a particular asset, and just 2% dip would take that particular asset to 120 drop, and that asset may find it rising back. Which simply means if I want to be a trader on the spot market, not only do I need to understand buying low, selling high, but I also need to understand assets and their nature, classic or categories of assets and their performance. Do you get it? I need to learn and understand categories of assets and then their performance. That will be the best thing to help me so that I wouldn't fall on a prey just trading anyhow because I want me. Are you with me? Are you with me? So in the case of trading on the spot market, I know now you know what we call buying low, selling high. But the other thing is that you just don't need to trade buying low, selling high, but you need to trade also based on categories, so that when the low lowers you, when the low lowers you, you may be able to know when you can also bring yourself up. Do you get it? Because in cryptocurrencies, there are certain assets that if you decide to lean on them, thinking they are those assets to give you 10x, 20x, the next thing that you see is to be delisted. You see is to be delisted. Then you ask yourself, but they said this asset is going to give me 2x. They said this asset is going to do 10 to 20x. Because BS are real in the market. Do you get it? BS always find their way out in the market. And since BS always try to find their way out in the market, sometimes when BS enters the market, those markets with low caps, it really affects them. And sometimes rising back becomes so difficult. Manipulation exists in the market. Sometimes manipulation exists. And you know one thing? Now, cryptocurrencies as we used to know formerly, it is not the same as it is. Listen, this session is an advanced session. So whatever it takes for you for your insight to be opened, I'm going to share. Cryptocurrency as we used to know, it isn't as it is or as it could be. Why? Because now they are what we call institutional traders. Institutional traders. Formerly, the markets used to belong to retail traders. Retail traders. Now, look at two main people in this market that personally sometimes I wake up and it seems like it's a nightmare. And I ask myself, now these two people are this man, the owner of Grayscale. What's his name? I've forgotten. Grayscale, the CEO, what is his name? Michael Saylor. Okay? Michael Saylor. It's Donald Trump. Now I'm building an important point here. And the least of all, though we know it may not happen, but the least of all is Satoshi Nakamoto himself. Satoshi. Now, as it stands, one of the man that is having highest share in cryptocurrencies or in Bitcoin is this man, Michael Saylor. Then the US government has been doing. Either the market is rising or it is falling, he keeps buying. Now, do you know why this man has been buying cryptocurrencies all the time? Let me be with you here. Do you know why this man has been buying cryptocurrencies all the time? Listen, it's very simple. He buy them because the loan that he has been taking from the bank, he used Bitcoin as his collateral. Listen, he buy them because the loans that he has been taking from the banks to invest in his companies, he used Bitcoin as his collateral. So, though in real-time investments may not happen, but if it happens that he gets closer to liquidation. When I say he gets closer to liquidation, that is the payment he's supposed to make in the banks are getting due. He needs to liquidate part of his his collateral to pay. So this has some factors that may contribute to market manipulations. You get it? Now he owned high shares in the market. So if anything happens, he needs to go and liquidate part of his money. Likewise, the US government. Now look at what the US government is doing. What the US government is doing is simple. They want to use Bitcoin to hedge their currency. Okay. Getting stable currency. Stable coin like USDT, USDT and others. All these are means to support the government because when it comes out, that is what they use part to do or to buy bonds, shares and others to pay the people, right? So in the case of this, what happens is that manipulations will continue to exist because the government is now interfering in the affairs of the system. So just in as much as it is good, it also has.
Good morning, guys. Sorry we lost him, but I can see he's trying to get his way back. Kindly let us be patient as we wait on him.
Sorry, am I back here?
Yes, you're welcome.
All right, thank you. Let's proceed. I guess the network jammed me out. Now, why do we need to know this? We need to understand this to check out on the kind of investments we decide to do, what we decide to make, which is important in our trading industry, right? Because some of these things may happen in the market, and if you don't know, it may affect your investment or your portfolio very well. So looking at US as an example, they can also liquidate. When I say liquidate, that is sell part of their asset to pay their debts, because that is what we mean by hedging, right? You need the support. So they are owning shares in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is one of the fastest growing assets, which can help them to pay their debt very fast. And what happens? What happens is that if it happens, the market is so good, that is where they can make good money to pay their debts. So they decide to dump the markets, they decide to do what? Pump the market. So in as much as institutional traders are getting involved in the market, it is good. It helps the market to gain popularity. But any market that gains popularity does no longer belongs to the ordinary people. It's a fight. It becomes a fight between the ordinary investors and the institutional investors. Now, do you understand what I'm trying to what I mean now? Any investment that belongs to, or any system that belongs to the government and then the people, it becomes a fight. That's the reason why you see the forex market is an open market, because the government trades forex. Retail traders or retailers also trade forex. You get it? So in as much as all these two people exist in the market, there will always be chaos, battles, confusions in the market all the time. Which simply means if you are an investor, you always need to be very careful of the kind of investment you do in the market. So you just begin to follow all these meme coins anyhow. You just don't take time to your personal search. you just jump on any meme coin because it's going to give you 10x. The next day you wake up, the market is dumped. Market has been dumped, and you don't know what to do. The next thing that you see when the reason why most of these coins are being delisted, sometimes if they don't perform their functions as it's supposed to be, the next thing is they need to be delisted out of the system, right? So when it comes to spot trading, listen, I'm saying this because we are all beneficial for sports. We are all trading on the sports market. When it comes to trading on the sports market, you need to first understand the kind of assets you have to keep up and then invest your money in, which is important, right? So on spot trading, know where utility flows or liquidity flows. For instance, they will tell you if it's altcoin season, then areas like chain areas like, where is it? Maybe Ethereum blockchain, right? And other forms of chains where the money may flow, like maybe Solana blockchain or Arbitrum or Avalanche, areas where money may flow. But as much as you are checking some of these things, don't forget that you need to build trusted investments around utility tokens, which even if it happens, they dump 30. Even if it happens that they dumped 30 or minus 30 or minus 70, it will still gain the momentum to rise back. Most of these altcoins, they dump 30, 15. It's very difficult they rise back. They can be there for so many years. So if you're an investor trading on the market, these are the knowledge you need to get. These are the knowledge you need to know. These are the things you need to understand. So that's the reason I've been saying in technical and just the basics or just 1% out of everything, because you just analyze the market, you make a decision. But analyzing the market alone is not it. The next thing you will see, the coin is dumping, and you keep buying floating, you keep buying the dip, you keep buying the dip, buying the dip. It's not every coin that we buy the dip. There's some coin you buy the dip to chop away. Do you get it? There are some coins you just dip, you are just adding money to wasteless money or waste money. So you continue to buy the dip, and the dip will continue to dip, and it will dip you until you realize that the coin is to be delisted. So that's the reason I keep saying, if you are a spot trader, some of these coins, so just get some of these coins and build your life around them. They may help you. Even if you decide to place them on cycle, even if you decide to place them on cycle, they will for you. And in one of our sessions about fundamental analysis, I talk about the fact that if you want to know some of these things, at least a coin with a cap of not less than 1 million. A coin with a cap not less than $1 million. And most of these utility tokens, most of these coins that you see here are coins that have good cap. As you can see, so those are the coins that you need to do, what you need to focus on them if possible. That is what will help you, right? If possible, that is what will help you. All right, to get a concept. So if you're a spot trader and you want to trade and make more profit on the spot market, you want to trade and secured, because you know sometimes it's not only about the profit. You trade and the coin dump. You trade and the coin begins to jump, it begins to run away. Things doesn't work as it's supposed to be. So what you can do is listed at least write down, come here and get about 20 of them. Get here, come here and get about 20 of what? Where is it? 20 of them here, and begin to be friend with them. To get it. If you understand, give me one in the chat. Let me know. If you get what I'm saying, go in the chat. Before I proceed to other things, if you get what I'm saying, give me one in the chat. Give me one in the chat. If you get what I'm saying, give me one. I'm here alone. Am I here alone? Give me one in the chat. Let me know if you get it. Right. All right. All right. So it's right. Is it so? Getting to said a coin at least not a minimum of $1 million. At least not less than $1 million market cap. But first, we talk about the chain coins. Over here, Ethereum. Those are what we term in the blue chip. Okay, blue chip. So Ethereum, Solana, BSC, Arbitrum, AVAX. These are coins that no matter what they exist. No matter what you do, they do what? They exist. And they will continue to be profitable for the long-term run. They continue to be profitable for the what? For the long-term run. Now, on our journey talking about the futures, I'll unleash something small to you. So it's real, right? So if you want to know them, it's just you get to your coin market cap, and then on the market cap, you can just glance through the coins. You will see from the first cap to the last, you will see all those coins here, and I guess be good to go. Now, on the spot market, like we keep saying, first, there is nothing so wrong with trading on the spot market. There is nothing wrong with trading on the spot market. But what will make things worse for you is if you don't figure out, if you don't figure out a good asset to trade, because spot may not be like futures. The spot market assets may sometimes cause a very damage to you, because you may trade on the assets, you may be making profits, and then small time you see to be delisted. To be delisted. Now, you don't know when an asset will be delisted. That's the reason I told you those people who fall trust and become prey of investing all their lifetime money in one asset. It's a very big mistake that you ever learn. If not, maybe blue chip assets, but an asset that you think it's going to give me, I'm waiting for 1 year, I'm waiting for 6 months. If you know the blue chip asset and it's one of these ordinary coins, my brother, forget it. You are ironing your brain. You will be ironing your brain. Should you understand what I'm saying? So it becomes so surprising when you see traders who think invest in this particular meme coin, unless it's just a small part of your money, then you may say, okay, I'm just dashing this little part of my money. But investment should be all conscious, a conscious decision, being specific with what you want and going for it at a point in time. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you want to trade, what I'm saying, for instance, on the spot market, we know that one, we buy low and sell high. Sell high. Now, you didn't know that the asset you were trading would dump. So you bought it at point A, expecting for it to go to point B to make profits. Now it dropped from this point to this point C. It continued the process of dropping to D. It continued the process of dropping to E. Your problem is you are still in the process of waiting. So you saw the opportunity to be buying the dip. What we've been saying, buy the dip. So you applied your DCA here by buying all these assets, for it to reverse back. Now, after buying it, you made your little substance, or still it was still in the market, right? It's not coming up and it keeps dumping. The next time you wake up, he told you the asset is going to be delisted. Come here, let's go through it. So, right, what is it? Over here, look at it. You are seeing asset that be delisted. And I know some people are already investing in some of these assets. Look at all these assets. I know some people already investing in some of these assets, or they were investing in some of these assets before it got delisted. Do you get it? All these assets here, you can see to be delisted. All these assets. And they keep delisting them with time. So in order not for you to fall prey, and one of the things that hurts on the spot market is after waiting for so long and you realize that today the coin that you've been waiting for 6 months, the coin that you've been waiting for 3 months, 2 months now, it's going to be delisted at the moment. How will you feel? The coin that you are trading that has been giving you small money, now your money is tagged on it, is going to be delisted. Are you with me? It's going to be what? It's going to be delisted. Someone is saying volume is very low. Someone is saying volume is very low. Am I loud and clear? All right, thank you. All right. After waiting for all this while, waiting is not a problem. But what happens in the process of waiting, what happens to you is a problem. So you end up, the coin that you've been waiting for it to be sold, now it's delisted. Meanwhile, you've wasted time, not just wasting time, but you've invested more money into it, buying caps, buying and then applying DCA, investing more money into it, and then the next morning it's going to be delisted. That is the reason why I am saying that if it is possible, don't just fall for the prey of analyzing markets, especially on the spot market. But even if you be a fall for the knowing a chain coins and love the chain coins, invest in them so that even if it happens, it dump, it will still rise again. Right? Even if it dumps, it will still rise. And as it stands, listen, who knows? This is an advanced course. So whatever I say, understand that I'm talking about advanced trading. This is an advanced course, advanced lesson. Like we share the link. So don't be worried. Now, who knows? You may be trading. Maybe you've been trading on this particular asset. Your money is $1,000. In crypto is $1,000. You don't have any source of money elsewhere. You bought this asset because you wanted to be disciplined. You bought the asset. Now it keep dumping. It keep dumping. It keep dumping for long, and you've invested all the $1,000 in it. And the $1,000 is gone. You look through your exchange and you realize that even the $1,000 now come to the extent that it has remained at $400, simply $600 down the market. Okay, $600 down the market. Now, this trade has been in good 9 months, 10 months, 12 months. Now your bot has expired. The coin too is going to be delisted. It worries a lot, and sometimes I wouldn't neglect the fact because we are human beings and facts need to be told, right? It disturbs its head a lot. So all what you could do, you either have to sell the assets, or if you have to leave the assets, if it happens that that asset is not maybe any better coin, you have to sell it off. Maybe by the time you decide to sell it off, now it's around $200, right? And it happens, some assets can delay, can be in the market. But not all these assets that we know, like SRP, Solana, Ton, AVAX, all those ones, not those ones. If meme coins decide to torment you, you might think your family members don't like you, they hate you a lot. You might think your family people hate you. That's the nature of meme coin. So if someone tells you that, why are you behaving like a meme coin? That person is telling you a lot. They tell you you are behaving like a meme coin. You get it? So over here, what we are saying, our language is simple, our communication is simple. If I'm a spot trader, just like maybe trading the futures markets, I know floating loss exists. It is real. The process of waiting for futures, once you're waiting for your trade, it could be liquidated for you to take another trade. You know that. But upon waiting for so long on the spot, and yet the coin is delisted, that is what makes it so abnormal. But if you can protect yourself from all the delisting coins, don't just be trading every coin right. Do you get it? Now, technical analysis does not respect delisting coins. Even the listing coin, technical analysis can tell you it is pumping. So buy it. You understand what I'm saying? Even delisted coins, these coins that you can see here to be delisted, when you analyze them, you may see directions. It will tell you now it's oversold. So buy. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Don't you understand what I'm saying? Hmm? Even if in oversold, technical analysis will tell you the coin is to be delisted. So buy. Do you get it? You buy the coin, and so it will keep dumping. Because that is technical analysis. Technical analysis, technical analysis. So you want to trade to remain a profitable trader on the spot market. You not only learn your this thing on what on technical analysis, but you learn your understanding on the. You want to know categories of coins. Let me see. Categories of coins. to trade. First, if you want to classify, categorize all coins, maybe you want to stay away from altcoins. This about meme coins. These are meme coins. These are some of the meme coins. Now we have what we call the real world assets. Where are they? Let me see if you see real world assets here. I guess I saw it elsewhere. Well, I guess my own assets is called gambling. So let me see this gambling. The known should tell you something. Gambling coins. Is that so? That they are called gambling coins. So if you meet an asset called gambling coin and you are trading, even the name alone, let me see, trying to get something. So you have to be cautious of every asset that you are investing your money in. I think that is the first conversation, right? That is the first what? That is the first conversation. Be cautious of the asset that you are in, especially getting to know the category of the asset would be of very good help to you. Getting to know the category of the assets, and if possible, very good. So this is real world assets. These are some of the real world words, real world. So let me tap on it to see. Is it network? Okay. Now, some of these real world assets are mostly part of the coin with strong market caps. You get it? And as well as utility token. So coins like Link, AVAX, you see them, they are all real world assets. Link, AVAX, XLM, HBAR, Undo, Algo, you can see them. So these are typical examples of real world assets that are some of them are also good. Really, not all that I trust in, but then some of them, like I've mentioned up there, you may see they are so good. All right. So that is it. So you take your time to learn more about real world assets. So on the spot market, profit may be good enough. In as much as profit may exist on the spot market, you should also consider some of these factors whilst you trade on the spot market, so that you wouldn't just be laying on every single asset that has been analyzed, but instead analyze technically, but instead you also take your time to get the concept of the asset before you do what you jump on it. If it futures, no problem. But if it's spots, it's important. Because once you are yearning to make profit today, that same asset can take you to 30 years. Right. Now let's get back to the futures market. Let's get back to the futures market. I believe we are good to go. I believe we are good to go. I believe we are good to go. Let me see. So Someone saying it's very terrible experience or ignorance. Right. That's fine. So move on to the futures market. So someone is asking, what app is this? Yes, this is Coin Market Cap. Coin Market Cap. Coin Market Cap. Right? This is Coin Market Cap. Coin Market Cap. Can we proceed to the futures market? Can we proceed to the futures market if there is no question on the spot market? Can we proceed to the futures market? Can we proceed? Can we proceed? Can we proceed? All right. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let's proceed then. All right. So now when it comes to trading on the futures market, you see, we are still talking about reliability in trading. Okay, being able to rely, okay, on cryptocurrencies without doing any, sorry to say, foolish investment. When the next day you realize the money you just invested in something, a digital asset, is no longer does no longer exist, and you end up hurting, blaming yourself and blaming a lot of people as well, right? That is the reason why you always need to have investment understanding in every industry you find yourself, so far as money is concerned, right? Because at the end of the day, it is, I told you the last time, what makes it so different from traditional business, traditional working system, and then also trading is this. I told you that if you could recall, I told you that if you could recall, let me see, I told you this. I said when it comes to trading, now with normal job, we work with, do you get it? We are working for money. And when it comes to trading, we are working with our money. With our money. That is the difference between the corporate job or the normal job we do and then also trading. If you are selling to get money. You are selling to get money. You use your money to buy a particular product outside there. You are carrying it to the market or it's at the marketplace. You are selling it to make money. It's still the same. But when it comes to the digital space, you have the actual money that you are calling, that you are using that money to get more money. So you are using money to get money. So you are working with your money. You are not working for money, but you are working with your money. So the money is working. So if money refuses to work and it creates a problem for you, you feel hurt, because you see, money is called mammon. Mammon. Okay. And you're on it so much. Its absence of you, then whatever. You see, money is close to your heart. If you don't have, you get.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Emmanuel. Hello. I'm sorry
Hello.
to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. Your audio is static. You're on and off. If there's something you can do about it, if there's nothing, you'll try to manage.
All right. All right. Um, let me- am I audible now?
We can proceed and see.
Then let me get out first and then join again. Please a minute. Let me do that. All right. Hope I'm back here.
Yes, you're
Is it clear now?
welcome.
Is it clear
Let's
now?
proceed. We can proceed and we can tell after you proceed. But for now, I hear you clearly.
All right. All right. Very good. So now what we are saying is this. What we are saying is this. Trading on the futures market may remain profitable based on certain conditions and based on how we act, right? And this is the truth. Trading on the futures market, the reason why sometimes we feel those what we feel because money in an actual sense is closer to our hearts and we feel the presence of money in our life. That is the reason why if you don't have money, sometimes you feel depressed. You see, if you don't have your husband beside you, you don't feel depressed too much. If you don't have your wife beside you, you don't feel depressed too much. But when you don't have money, you begin to feel depressed. Have you ever asked yourself why? Hmm? Have you ever asked yourself why? Why, if I don't have money, I feel depressed? Sometimes you feel so worried. You feel so frustrated. Have you ever asked yourself? Because mammon, mammon. And it's so closer to our heart because that is what gives us whatever we want, being it joy or whatever it takes to be. The first thing that you can afford to get is money, and it makes things to be so easier for you. So when money does not exist, it makes life to be complicated. Do you get it? So we need money to make life easier. Now, in the case of trading on the futures market, because I am dealing with money directly, I am using money to trade. if I don't know how to handle things, when things get messy, I feel hurt. Do you get it? So now, if you are the type you want to remain profitable on the futures market, being profitable doesn't mean that you stay away from what? From liquidation. Listen, being profitable trader doesn't mean you will never be liquidated. That is the first thing you need to understand. Like we said from the onset, I explained to you what happens to the market and how manipulations exist in the market. This will tell you liquidation is something that would continue to exist every part of the market, so far as contracts is concerned. But what can save you is this. Some of you, is not because you don't make money. You make money in the futures market. Even though those ones I've talked about in one of our technical analysis morning session, and I'm not going to talk about that. This is what you can do to save yourself. Now, the real money in crypto trading or in trading exists on what we call hodling. Listen to me. The real money in crypto trading exists in long-term investment or investing on a long term. But here lies the case. You and I, we don't have that money to invest. Even if you have that money, so when can we invest? And do we expect that the money should grow to a certain extent where maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years before we get the profit that we intend to get? So we need what we called fast money or some returns as soon as possible, so that we can use that one to base on it to build our future. So if you want to be so good in the futures market, now you make good profits. Do you know your problem? Your problem is whatever profit you make, you'll still get back again. You get back to invest all the money again in the trading. That is your problem. So making a smart investment decision, right? Making a smart investment decision, maximizing profits. So you see, we are building the future. Now let me tell you something. If you think you are trading on the futures market to make $1 million before you buy coins, okay? If you think you are trading to get $1 million on the futures market before you buy coins, 10 years will come and you will never have a single asset holder or having it in your portfolio. Do you get it? 10 years will come and you will still not get that $1 million. But what can help you to get the $1 million is this. Have a plan for your investment, for your trading. Make $10. I've said this here and I'm repeating this again in this morning session. Make $10, make $20. I don't care about the money you make. Whatever profit you make, divide it into 2 or 3. Immediately behave like Michael Saylor. Buy an asset. Buy what? An asset. As even minimum as $5, buy. Minimum as $2, buy. Now, can you tell me if you've been buying $2 assets from your trading profits every day? Can you tell me the number of SRP or the amount of SRP you'll be having by now? The amount of Solana you'll be having by now? The number of what do we call Bitcoin? The shares of Bitcoin you'll be having? The shares of Ethereum you'll be having by now? Can you tell me? Am I making sense here? 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 Let me know. Maybe I'm speaking the language of a different to a different person. So very well, very well, very well. That is the idea. Behave like Michael Saylor. Now, do you think Michael Saylor is having all the money packed? So every morning he wake up to come and buy Bitcoin? No, he is an investor. So the little money he makes, he use part of that money to buy Bitcoin to hedge for the future. You don't understand. Do you get it? Now, you as a person, you know that the futures market that you are trading, liquidation can happen. Meanwhile, all the profits you make today, in your plans, you are going to use that money to make huge money the next day. The next day, you wake up, you realize that liquidation has happened. Then you tell yourself, oh my God, it has happened again. Don't worry, we'll go again. Yes, of course, don't give up, you will go again. But what can give you more hope? Do you know? Do you know that if you have money, okay, if you have money, it builds your confidence. It builds your confidence level, your momentum to keep on with your journey. But if every day you get liquidated and you realize that there is no hope in your account, sometimes you begin to feel the pressure of giving up. Look, I said this is an advanced lesson that we are having. So some of the sessions, if it's so bitter to you, don't worry. I'm sorry, but then this is an advanced session. If you have the money, it gives you the confidence. If the money is there, it gives you the confidence to back up, to continue with the journey. But if you wake up, you realize that your portfolio is so empty, you loses the hope of continuing. The hope of continuation begins to be something else, right? Now, what can help you? What can you do? What should you do? Trade on the futures market. Don't stop. You will be making money. You are making money. But your problem is the money you make still goes back into the market because there is no plan for that money. The money you do what you make goes back into that market because there is no plan for that money. Because you are in your survival mode. Survival mode. Hmm? You are in your survival mode. Now, it is through our survival mode that we become heroes and heroine. Okay? It is through our survival mode. We keep practicing something different with time. Then we grow from survival to becoming something different. And that is what I'm talking about. So once you keep trading on the futures market, even if it's $10 you make every day, just make sure $2 will be used to purchase a new asset on the spot. Leave it. Go again with the remaining balance. You know, you'll be liquidated. If you get liquidated, at least you look back and then you look at the 1 month's work that you've done. You realize that actually within this 1 month I've been able to own this particular asset. So now I'm waiting. As some of you, maybe you are on break now because you've been liquidated. Now I'm waiting. If I get any money else, I'll continue with the futures trading again. I'll go again because I'm still learning. I'm in the process of learning. That is what can help you. If not that, you would continue to suffer. And so 5 years will come and so the fact is you remain profitable. Okay, you will be a profitable trader. But being a profitable trader doesn't mean you wouldn't be liquidated. If you don't, sorry to say, if you don't get the sense to make sense, okay, you will be a profitable trader and one day something will never exist in your account because all the money will still blow off because you still want huge money from the futures market. And it doesn't work like that. That is not the rule. So the easiest thing you can do in the futures market is by making money on the futures market, investing it on the spot market. Make money in the futures market and invest it on the spot market. Understand? Give me one in the chat. To understand, give me one in the chat. Let me know if the message is home. If you understand, give me one in the chat. Let me know if the message is home. Let me know if the message is home. Very well. Very well. Good. Let's proceed. That is the game. Right? Let's proceed. You see, by the time you realize It's a year and SRP is going too high. It's a year and Solana is on another level. Look, let me tell you, all these cryptocurrencies that we see, by 5 years to come, by 3, 4 years to come, they wouldn't be as it is. They will grow very high. By then, you've used all your money to trade on the futures market. Everything has been liquidated. You don't have any funds. All what you'll be having is wishing. How I wish. How I wish. How I wish. Me, I love trading on the futures market, and I've been trading on the futures market since. But I got that idea, and it's helped me a lot. You get it? So never joke. Trade on the futures market, invest in the spot market. Trade on the futures market, invest in the spot market. You trade, you make profit, use part of your profit that you've made to buy some asset on the spot market. That would be the best thing to do to save yourself. Now, when that happens, if it happens that you even get liquidated, you don't have any money in your futures account to trade, you look through your spot wallet and you realize that you've made a good decision. You have hope. Money gives us hope. You know that money gives us hope. You just look through your account and you know it will be better. It shall be well. Look at the money that I've saved. You've saved something there. You get it? Now, let me get back on the issues of liquidation. Like I said, no one can control some of these things, but we can apply what you call risk management in our tradings to control things, right? And I keep explaining some of these things in bits with time because we can't do everything in a day, right? In bits with time, we keep doing better. Of course, liquidation is real, and therefore, whenever you are trading, you need to make a personal investment. Should always be a conscious decision, a personal decision based on your challenge, not someone's portfolio, because you have the money in your account and you will be the only person to know how it feels to lose that money. Maybe me personally, if I lose money, I don't feel it much, but maybe if you lose money, you feel it. Some of you, if you lose, if you get liquidated today, if care is not taken, you may drink poison. But should it be so? That is lack of emotional intelligence then. Shouldn't be so, right? So you build the emotional intelligence. Anyway, now you know the amount of money you have. One, you know how you can afford to lose that money and how you cannot afford to lose that money. And therefore, make a conscious decision based on your leverage. The first thing, leverage. Some of you uses 10x, 15x because the analyst is saying that 5x to 10x or 5x to 20x. That is the reason why you are also using. You are not using this x because of your money. You are not using this because of the profits you want to make, but you are using that because it was given, it was indicated for you to use it. Even take profits. Some of you see the analyst say, okay, go for take profit of 20%. Then you see someone's okay, 20%. How will I also be making this 20% sum? Oh ho 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 ho. Then you begin to ask those questions. If I see those questions, I know, you see, you just want to get photocopy results. Because getting that result, you also ask, how will I also get this result? Learn to be in your own path, right? Learn to be on your own path, and I guess that will help you. Now, leverage is important, and you should be very careful of the type of leverage you use. I've explained this over time. Let's look at this. It seems one of these is I have to get back and do introduction to futures trading again. What do you think? I have to get back and do lesson on introduction to futures trading. Now let's look at something. Let me draw three lines here. Now, one person with a leverage of 20x, another person with a leverage of 10x. So let me start from 15. 20, 15x, 10x, 5x, and then also 2x. Now we've all been given a capital of $50. $50. $50. $50. $50. The truth about this amount of money is we are all not expected to get or expecting to get the same results, because one person is going to use a higher leverage, another person is going to use a lower leverage. Here is going to make the difference. Now, if I'm using 20x, what will be my position amount? So that is going to give me 2 times 5 is what? Is 10, which is 1,000, if I'm right. So 000 1,000. 15 times 50 will give us how much? Give me the answer in the chat box. 15 times 50, please. I need a calculation for these things. 15 times 50. Let me see the answer in the chat box. Hmm? 75. 75. Very good. Then give me the next one. So, um, 750. Then the next one is 500. Hmm? Then the next one is what? 250. Hmm? Then the last one is what? 2510, just 100. Now, in an actual sense, this person is using, the first person is using $1,000. The second person is using $750. The third person is using $500. The fourth person is using $250, and the last person is using $100. Now, mind you, if liquidation should start, it should start from this person. It wouldn't start from this person. If liquidation should start, it will start from this person. The same way, if profit is also starting, it will start from this person. Now, what is going to make the difference is that it's not going to be the profit. It's about, were we all able to get out of the market peacefully? At the end of the day, were you able to sustain your money, get your money out of the market? You get what I'm saying? So if you rush to say, because someone is using 20x, I'm also going to use 20x for me to get the profits. The question is, when the money refuses to come out of the market, will you be okay with it? So this person using 2x will get out of the market, even though he will make less profit, but it will be more meaningful than this person who uses huge x leverage, and now he is nowhere to be found. Now, an asset may be liquidated. Look, this person with 20x may be liquidated, whereby those with 5x and 2x, they will still be in the market, they will make their profits. If you understand, give me one. If you understand that, give me one. Do you get it? So in this case, what's led to your liquidation? It's because you chose a high leverage without considering your capital. Do you get it? Just because you chose a high leverage without considering your capital. Of course, if liquidation will happen, it will. But then that does not also defy the fact that if you have proper risk, if you've been able to handle proper risk management, you wouldn't be in the market, you will still be in the market. Most people get liquidated because they've been using high leverage. You see, sometimes someone with $5, that person is using 15x to trade. The person will get liquidated and you come and complain that I've been liquidated. Who got you liquidated? So the last time I was listening to a speech by one great man, and This man happens to be one of Africans heroes, the former, the Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and he was saying something. He was like, Africa is not poor. It was like Africa is not poor, but it's Africans that are poor. When I listened to the thing triggered my thoughts. It was like Africa is not poor, but Africans are poor. I just listened to just those two words and I related that understanding to trading. I was like, trade is never a problem. Do you get it? But traders are the problem. Trading, that's you. But traders are the what? Are the problem. Now, do you understand my point of reasoning? Do you understand my point of reasoning? Traders or trading is not a problem, but traders are the problem because someone wants to become rich in the day. Someone wants to use his penny to get $1 million. Someone wants to use, I mean, you see, that is what creates the problem. So now tell me, who causes your liquidation? What causes your liquidation? So 90% or 95% of liquidation is not because the market was too bad. Do you get it? Or wasn't because the asset was manipulated too badly. But then it's because you manipulated yourself. It's because you did what? You manipulated yourself by your risk appetite. Hmm? You manipulated yourself by the risk appetite you chose for yourself. It's not because the trading is no good, but it's because the trader is no good. Listen, it's not because trading is not good, but it's because the trader is no good. So it is better that as you keep growing in the industry, some of these things you need to understand them. So leverage alone, so that's the only thing I'm talking about. Adding up to whatever we've discussed. You get it? That's the only thing I'm talking about. Adding up to whatever we've discussed. So leverage is important. Looking at this particular thing here, where is it? If you look at this thing that we've drew here, and someone got liquidated because that person is using high leverage. And the person using low leverage still remains in the market being profitable. Okay. So you look at this, and this is real. I've taught you about price movement. Like I said, I think I have to schedule a day, and then we have introduction to futures trading. We have introduction to futures trading so that we can design a lesson from the very blocks fundamentals to the distance so that we can understand the order involved in futures trading, right? So at the end of the day, who is causing your mess? No one. You are your own problem. If you decided this person who used 2x got out of the market with his little profit, he's out of the market, he's having his money. Even if not for anything, that money can be used to invest in something, right? In your life, the case, this money does not exist again. You don't have your $50, but that person's having his $50 with little capital or with little profits, which is okay. But for you, you said no, you don't like it that way. You want huge profits. Now the profit is not there, the capital, who do you blame? So trading is not the problem. Traders are the problem. Do you get it? Trading is not the problem. Traders are the problem. And if traders can identify their various problems, their various mistakes, if traders can know and learn how to make good decisions, how to apply proper risk management, don't you think traders will be profitable traders in the market? Don't you think we will play straight to even in a bad trade? Don't you think we can be able to make good profits? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this session would be enough. It will build you up. It will help you to make good informed decision in the market, and it will also ensure that you can grow very fast in your trading journey. Let's practice the little and let's keep up with it. We'll still be having more sessions as time goes on, and we'll proceed with time. So let's end here. If you have any question, let me give you the opportunity to ask your question, so that we can bring the session to an end. Hmm? So let's end this session. Let's end it here. I guess I have to. So we'll end here. Let's end here. If God permits, we shall still proceed another time. Right. And today, someone is asking. So please, if someone gives take profit of 20%, how much should you take? How much should you take? All right. So take what you can afford. Hmm? Take what you want, because you get the results you want. Right? Take what you want because you get the results you want. If someone gives you take profit of 20% and it's 2% out of the 20, go for the 2% out of the 20. Right? That is it. If it is 4% that you want out of the 20, go for the 4% and have your way home safely. Right? Okay, so good morning, brother Emmanuel. I will be honored if you answer me this question. If one of your classes attended about using praying glass and RSI, if I see an asset at the strong, I'm sorry, I won't be able to answer this question at the moment. And looking at the moving averages, so this has to do with pure technical analysis. And I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that. I'm sorry for that. All right. So how do I buy an asset with the Solana? How do I buy an asset with the Solana? So when it comes to buying of an asset, I've told that you have to use your this thing, Royal Cube to buy the, or better still, depends on the kind of investments that you are doing. So you set up a trade on Royal Cube, then you pause the trade. That is all. So it's called drop affected by leverage. It's called drop affected by leverage. It's called drops affected by leverage. All right. So in the case of call drops, in a way, I'll say yes. Hmm? Because if you use higher leverage, okay, if you use higher leverage, it affects your price movement. And the price movement also affects how the price drops very fast or low. So the least the price drops, the less your liquidation, or the higher your liquidation. So it has to be with something that I can explain on a very long basis, but the answer I can give you is yes. So let me see. Someone is saying you have said it all because I had full analysis and so in floating loss. All right. So I've missed this one 20 times 50, 15 times. Kindly tell me again in few words. Yes, that was just an explanation to the leverage, right? Can I trade futures without putting any margin call? Right? You can trade futures without putting any margin call, but then you expose your trade to risk, right? You expose your trade to risk. What is the best leverage to use? What is the best leverage to use? The best leverage. The best leverage. Now, in the case of best leverage, leverage sometimes depends on the capital you are using. Do you get it? Leverage depends mostly on your capital that you are using. So personally, within a range of, let's assume 50 or from $10 to $100. It shouldn't be the case that you go beyond even 10. At most should be your 10x. At most should be your 10x. If not, 2x, 3x, 5x is okay. At most should be 10x. That is, if you opt for that leverage, you should at most should be 10x. Yeah. But always leverage is subjected to the capital and then the trader's appetite of taking risk. So in our next session, I'll take time to explain what you call risk to reward ratio. Each capital and then the risk that is subjected to. Each capital and then the risk that capital can be subjected to. So sometimes we go for certain leverages, we expose our risk ratio to a very high ratio. Do you get it? So it should be subjected based on your capital. But there is nothing like the best because the capital always differs. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Capital always differs. So Sandy, your hand is up. Let me unmute you and ask your question. All right, you've
Yeah,
been asked to
good
unmute.
morning.
Good
I
morning.
just want to appreciate you. I have never regretted attending your class. I just pray God will strengthen you more. My question is on, you mentioned, in fact, one of the most important thing killing traders is what you dealt with this morning. Or let me say on my own side, making money in futures and investing in sport. Because the way I'm looking at it, one can just be rotating at a spot. So, but some people are specialized in DCA. Can we call that one also a way of investing? They just use $10, buy a coin. They go and buy it at Moonshot, all those stores when the coins are just being newly created or before it is listed on exchanges. Then another thing is this buying on a Royal Q, buying on Royal Q Spot. What if the account expires? We won't still have access to those coins. Is it not better to buy on exchange? Thank you, sir. That's just my question. Hello? Hello?
Are you back? I can.
You've gone static again, bro. I don't know whether you had. Oh, let's see what's happening. Bro, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
All right. So Sandy, now the thing is this: if you have those coins on Royal Q, you don't have any challenge. If it happens that your account get expired, you renew. If it happens you can't renew, the coins are still safe in your exchange. That is all. Now, from your first question, that one is not subjected to investments. If buying from maybe especially pre-market cap where an asset will be listed, then you buy it and then wait for it to be listed, then you sell that asset. That one is also another form of trading, but subjected to high risk. That is all. And that one is just an investment. Anyway, so someone typed a question in the chat and I was about to answer, but it seems I left. The network took me out. So guys, let's end here. If there is no question, let's end here. Yes, but it is good if you can use Royal Q to do that. It will help you. Hmm? It's good if you can help you. So what's your spot trading with capital of $700? What is the maximum leverage to use? So on spot trading, use leverage. You use leverage. Very good. So on spot trading, we don't need to use leverage. All right. So are you in futures? Yeah. So on futures, well, like I said, it may depends on your risk appetites, and that one may be well understood when I talk about risk to reward ratio. And the last time, Coach Musa was talking about those who joined the morning session yesterday. He said something briefly about that. So maybe another time we take time to explain more about risk to reward ratio. So I've said that how much profit should we take in case the signal giver says 20%? If that one is your personal decision, but you are not taking because the analyst says 20%, you can choose to reduce your take profit to maybe half of it or quarter. That is it. That is should be your personal decision. Kindly explain to me again in few words. I don't know what you want me to explain, my brother. Hmm? When we talk of 20 times 50, it was something that we were explaining, an illustration I was making. Hmm? So we were saying if you have $50, if $50 is given to all people, someone will use 20x, another person will use 15, another person will use 10, and then 5x. That was what we were saying, right? All right. So guys, let's end here. We'll proceed if God permits. Next, every Thursday is advanced trading session, and we continue to unveil new things that will build your trading journey. We will share vital information to ensure that it can impact your trading journey. So let's all get prepared. Tomorrow is Thursday. Sorry, so this evening, Coach Mo will be here to teach us how to use indicators on Royal Kill to trade futures, and that is going to be awesome. I discussed that with him yesterday, and he'll be here with us um this evening. Okay, so this evening, today is Thursday, he will be here to teach us how to use the indicators like MACD, RSI, KDJ, and other indicators on Royal Kill to trade on the futures markets as well. So let's all get prepared. We shall meet again this evening if God permits. Go out, go and learn, go and practice what you've learned. Be cautious of your trading, trade, make profits, and let other people to also know about Royal Kill. Yes, it will be 6 o'clock Ghana time. That will be I think 9 o'clock East African time, I'm sure. But the link will be shared, just like our normal evening sessions. So don't worry, the link will be shared. All right, so guys, we will end here. We shall meet another time if God permits. If you face any challenge, don't feel free to ask your question on the platform or any of the leaders. Make sure you don't jump into anyone's DM to scam you. Be very careful of of whoever get into your DM and whoever you get into his or her DM. It's very, very important. Take care so that no one scams you online. Online is very risky and people can scam you, and online is also safe if you can protect yourself. That is sure deal. So let's all be very careful outside there. Let's go and make money and have peace of mind. All right. I wish you all the best in your trading journey and have a good day. Love you all. Bye, 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 bye.